Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be here today. I know it's literally been like 2 months since my last video, which is crazy. Obviously, it's kind of difficult to have a full-time job, and you know, I do try to do YouTube for fun. I love to put content out, but it's hard, you know, when you're working 40 hours a week. But today is Veterans Day, so I had the day off, and I thought, you know, what better time than now with Thanksgiving coming up and Christmas not long after that. It would be a great time to do kind of like a holiday glam transformation. We're gonna do like a little bit of a brown smoky eye with some glitter, and then I'm gonna show you guys like 2 different lip combos that can go with like the different holiday kind of themes, I guess. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to do is brows, as always. So I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil, and this is in the shade medium brown. So the first thing I'm gonna do is like spoolie through my brows. And I did post like eons ago a brow tutorial, but I've kind of since changed the way I do my brows a little bit. I used to never use a pomade, and I've really been liking this brow pomade that I've been using lately. So I might have to do an updated brow tutorial, and that one wasn't filmed very well. I mean, let's be honest, I film with my phone, so really no footage is gonna be perfect, but that one I filmed like in my bathroom, so it doesn't really look very good, and I kind of want to do a brow tutorial for like every day and then like a more glam looking brow, because I feel like you don't have to have the same brow style for everything. There's definitely times that call for softer brows and other times call for more defined, you know, brows. So anyway, but next I'm going to go in with my E.L.F. liner and brow cream, and this is also in the shade medium brown. I really love this. Honestly, I was pretty intimidated by using a brow pomade, but you guys know I love Juicy Jazz. I watch her videos, you know, like every single time she posts. I am always right there ready to watch, and she always like swears by a pomade. So I was like, you know what, okay, let's try it. And I just dipped my brush in there. This is also this is an E.L.F. eyebrow duo brush. And so I just take this little end and I just get the tiniest bit, because a little bit goes a long way. And I start from the kind of like the arch of my brow, and just work the product down to the tail. And I have pretty full brows in the first place, so I don't really put this to get that nice like gradient effect. I do not put the pomade in the front like third of my brows, I guess you could say. I just kind of put it right here over the arch and then spoolie through it and kind of call it good. So now I'm gonna do the other brow. Okay. And now to clean up the brows, because clearly I got, you know, some pencil right underneath. So I like to go in with a potted concealer to clean up the brows. So today we are using Makeup Revolution Conceal and Fix. It's like just a potted concealer, and this is in the shade Light Beige. I have been looking high and low, like literally everywhere, for a drugstore potted concealer, because obviously there's the NARS Soft Matte one, and high-end brands do make quite a few potted concealers, but I've been looking for one to do my brows with, and finally I was in Ulta and I found this Makeup Revolution one, because I've heard the NYX one is really good as well, but even being in Ulta I could not find the NYX one. So I decided to look in like the Makeup Revolution area, and I found one. So this is really good. It's very thick, so I personally would not use it for the under eyes, but for cleaning up the brows and also spot concealing. So if you use this, for instance, like if you have a zit or a pimple or whatever on your face and you put this down on top of it before you do your foundation and only blend it out lightly, it will like magically cover a zit, or like if you have any redness or discoloration, it would be really good for that as well. All right, and to blend this out, I'm gonna go in with my E.L.F. Flawless Concealer brush. And this is definitely a brush that I think everybody needs in their collection. This is great for this, obviously cleaning up the brows. Also, like I was mentioning, if you want to spot conceal with a thick concealer like this, just like lightly blending it out with this concealer brush is great. If you are doing concealer on your under eyes and you know these like tight inner corners right here, this brush is great for getting in there and blending those out. So I love this brush, and I think everybody needs one for sure. Okay, so now we can get into the fun part, which is the eyes. I feel like my ponytail just looks like crazy. I need to wash my hair, but I was like, a turtleneck with hoops needs a ponytail, so bear with me, it might look a little interesting. Anyways, okay, let's go ahead and get started with the eyes. Where's my eyelid primer? So I'm just using the E.L.F. eye primer, and this is just in the shade Sheer. So I'm just gonna pop this on the lids. I really do like this, but I don't have anything to compare it to, really. I've heard the NYX Proof It one is really good, but if you like drugstore makeup like I do, then you probably know that NYX is getting like outrageously expensive. I mean, they have like little not 9-pan, I think they're like more than, I don't know, like maybe like 16-pan palettes that are like $30. It's crazy. And I'm like, when I'm going to Walmart to get makeup, I'm not trying to spend $30 on one eyeshadow palette, but regardless. All right, so now that that is down, I don't think I've ever used this palette on my channel before, but I use this all the time. It's the Colourpop Going Coconuts palette, and mine looks really rough because my makeup organization is just not good right now. I have like nowhere to put anything, so it's like very dinged up. But basically I'm just gonna use this palette for the transition colors. So the first shade I'm going to use is I'm going to take this shade Coolata right here, and I'm going to just pop that in the crease. And you guys already know I'm going to use my favorite crease brush, and this is the Colourpop E2. Colourpop, obviously, well, not obviously because maybe you haven't tried it before, but Colourpop has great shadows for a great price. But I will say I'm kind of getting, I don't know if I want to say annoyed, but overwhelmed. Ooh, just dropped my brush. They are constantly, and when I mean constantly, like 2, even 3 times a week, like overloading with new releases, and it's just a lot. I don't know why it irritates me, probably because when you go on their website, there are so many things that are out of stock. Like, I don't even know if you could get this Going Coconuts palette at this point because there's so many things on their website that are just not available. So as a consumer, that's very frustrating to see, you know, a brand pushing new things at you, all to know, you know, that ultimately it's going to sell out in like 5 seconds and not be available. It's very frustrating. So I've really been liking E.L.F. shadows, and let me think, what else? Really, that's all I have is E.L.F. and Colourpop eyeshadows. I did have the Too Faced, or no, it wasn't Too Faced. I did have the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette, but I actually gave it to my mom because I did not like it. I was very underwhelmed with the blendability of the shadows, and just like they weren't super pigmented. I don't know, I was not a fan, and I was like, I don't reach for this, so why do I have it, type of thing, you know? But yeah, I was just like, I literally can get this quality, or honestly better, from E.L.F, Colourpop, you know, those sorts of very affordable brands. So like, why do I have, I don't know, I just don't understand how makeup can be so expensive sometimes, but like of the same quality as drugstore and affordable makeup. It's like we're being cheated, you know what I mean? But I did ask for the pumpkin spice, the Too Faced pumpkin spice palette. I asked for that for Christmas because I just thought the colors were stunning and it looked really cute, but I don't know, we'll see. Normally I don't use this shade very often because it's a bit of a red brown, but let's just go with it. I'm going to use the shade Shell Yeah, and I'm gonna put that in the crease as well. I'm gonna kind of try to do it a little bit below the Cool Lotta shade. Oh, and this is an E.L.F crease brush, by the way. It's a lot smaller than the Colourpop one, but it's still very fluffy, and it just blends shadows really nicely. I should ask while we're here, since this is a holiday makeup tutorial, do you guys think that Christmas starts November 1st, like celebrating for Christmas, decorating, getting ready for Christmas? Does that start November 1st, or does it start the day after Thanksgiving? Because if you ask me, the right answer is after Thanksgiving. Now, I know it's 2020. This year has been just an absolute shit show, for lack of a better term. And people want to do, you know, what's gonna make them happy. And so if putting up your Christmas decorations in September is gonna make you happy, then by all means, go for it. I would personally not do that. I love the fall. Fall is my second favorite season. Summer is my first favorite season. I do not like winter at all. So I'm trying to keep fall around for as long as I can. And so yeah, I personally believe that your Christmas tree should not go up until the day after Thanksgiving. But all that being said, it is 2020. So people can do what they want. I mean, obviously people can do what they want anyways, but it's, you know, it's fun to see what other people think. Okay, and so I'm gonna go into this shade Nutty to kind of deepen up the outer V of my eye just a little bit. And I'm just gonna like barely tap my brush in there and tap off the excess and kind of just like stamp this down. I don't want this to be too dark. I mean, the ultimate goal of this look is for it to be very wearable. You know, what I'm kind of thinking in my mind is like, oh, you're going, you know, to grandma's house, maybe bringing your boyfriend or your fiance or husband or wife or whatever to meet everyone, and you want to look glam, you want to like feel good, but we're not like, you know, doing like green and red eyeshadow. Oh, and I keep forgetting to tell you what brushes I'm using. This brush does not have a name written on it. It's from E.L.F. and it's just like, I don't know, kind of like a circular domed brush. Okay, and so here is the difficult part. Not difficult, but I've been doing this pretty frequently lately, so I should be good at it at this point. I learned this trick from a video from Angela Bright. She does like the very close up, like just eyeshadow tutorials. And I learned this from her, and it has literally, like, when I tell you a light bulb went off in my head when she did this, I was like, oh my gosh, that would make it's so much easier. And so when I do my half cut crease, I'll show you what she does. And I'll link this video down below too, because like literally this helped me so much. So she said to take a very small concealer brush like this. This is just the E.L.F. concealer brush. And you take the concealer, and I'm just using my Too Faced Born this way. And you start like from your inner corner, and you kind of just place it down to however far you want your cut crease to go. So like I am just doing a half cut crease. So I only put the concealer halfway across my lid. And then you look up and around, and you just kind of look, rotate your eyes around, and it carves out your cut crease for you. Can we just take a moment? Like, how innovative. I am assuming she came up with it herself. Can't say for sure. She didn't say in the video. But I literally, like, I don't know why it was like so revolutionary for me, but like when I tell you my jaw dropped when I saw her do that, I was like, oh my God, that's genius. Because I've been trying to do these half cut crease things for forever and they never look even. It's so infuriating. But this just like, you know, because you're following the actual shape of your eye. So this like ensures that they're gonna look the same. So yeah, I'll definitely be linking that in my description box because that video was a lifesaver. And maybe it's just me, like you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, I already knew that. But for me, I was like, wow, what a genius. And I'm sure I look like a total weirdo when I'm doing that, but you really have to, you know, make sure you're looking up and around like pretty dramatically so that it can carve out that crease for you. And then I do not add any new or any more product onto my concealer brush after that. I just take what is already on the brush and already on my eyelid to blend it out. And another side note, I would personally not recommend using a concealer like the one we used for the brows. I think it's gonna be too thick. I have not tried it, but just knowing like how creamy and liquidy that Too Faced concealer is, I would use a liquid concealer because I don't know that the like a potted concealer would transfer to the crease of your eye as well when you're doing that looking up and around. So I would use a liquid concealer. Okay, and for the lid shade, we are gonna go into this E.L.F. 18 Hit Wonders palette. This swatches so well, it's beautiful. I've only used a few shades before, but when I tell you this silver shade, Vibrant, is literally so opaque and shiny and vibrant, I'm like, E.L.F. Wow. Round of applause for you because I mean I was just blown away. So that's what we're going to be putting all over the lid. I think cool tones are perfect for the fall and the winter. I mean, just look at that. Are you kidding me? And I'm going to take my Milani Make It Last and just spray my brush to really get that to pop. But yeah, we're just going to put this. Are you, like, I have never put this on my eyelid before. I've only swatched it. And from the swatch, I was just like, oh my God. Are you kidding me? I would buy this palette over and over and over again just for this shade. Like, literally. I mean, it's that inexpensive, but I would buy it again just for the silver. Just for the silver. To be honest with you, none of the other shades are this vibrant, but they are all very good. This is just like the most opaque. I mean, and that was one dip. Like, come on. Sorry, I'm like way too hyped about this silver eyeshadow. And I honestly am always drawn to like gold tones. Like the center shade in this Going Coconuts palette, Cocoa Crush, like that is my favorite lid shade ever, but this might beat it because even that does not go on as smoothly as this e.l.f. shadow does. If you like shimmers, like if you need a shimmer eyeshadow in every look like I do, then you need this palette. You would love it. Obviously it looks crazy right now, but it will all come together. Okay, and obviously you could leave it like this is breathtaking, but I went to Target and picked this up last night just to kind of see how it would look to layer on top. So I got the e.l.f. Liquid Glitter Shadows, and this is in the shade Bling Bling. I did swatch this last night, and it is not very opaque. It's more just like a glitter topper. So I'm going to put this on top of this lid shade. I want this to be like a showstopper, which it obviously already is. Like, you do not need this. I just saw it when I was at Target last night getting like we needed like the mopping wipe things for our Swiffer. And you know, you can't go into Target without stopping in the makeup aisle. So yeah, so this is more glittery. Obviously this has glitter in it, and this is foiled, but like it adds a little bit of something. So I love these. I also have the shade 24 karat gold, which is stunning. That one is more opaque than this, and another one that's like it's like a taupey color. So now that that is done, I am going to take my brush that I use to apply that deepest brown shade, and I'm just gonna try to like blend out the edges of this. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna help, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I'm gonna go back into my Going Coconuts palette, and I'm going to take this shade De Coco, and I'm going to put that on my, just like on my ring finger like this. It's a shimmer, but it's a dark shimmer. So I'm gonna put that like right, perfect, to kind of give a better gradient from the outer corners to that sparkly lid shade. Now that that is done, we can move into the face, and you obviously could do like a liner for this, but I just think like with some mascara or some super wispy lashes, like this look speaks for itself, and I don't want to take away from that silver inner corner, or not inner corner, but inner third. So I'm just gonna leave it. So now, like I said, let's start on the face. So I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Cucumber 3-in-1 primer water. Well, it's also a setting spray, but I'm just gonna use it as primer water. I love the way this smells. It is literally so refreshing. I love cucumber scented things, which is funny because I don't really like to eat cucumbers. I just like the way they smell. And so the other kind of goal of this look was that it would be super long lasting, because you guys know when you're with your family on the holidays, they are so long. You're over there, you know, watching football, eating, talking, drinking. So this is like meant to be very long wearing. Therefore you need a good primer. So we're gonna go in with this Hard Candy Sheer Envy, what's this called? Hydrating Primer, 12-hour makeup grip. You guys, this is, and you probably already know this by now because I'm late on this, but this is an exact Milk Makeup Hydra Grip dupe, like exact. Look at that. So we're gonna take this, sorry my dog is making a weird noise, and put this all over the face. And I used a lot, like you do not need to use that much. I've tried to go and like buy another one of these, and they're like sold out at every Walmart. So clearly other people have caught on to the fact that it's a Milk Hydra Grip dupe. And this is extra. You don't need to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to take my e.l.f. matte putty primer just to kind of apply it on my T-zone and ensure that my makeup does not slip off or get super shiny in those areas. Probably should have waited a little bit longer for that milk one to dry, because this matte putty primer can be like hard to blend in sometimes. But yeah, obviously 2 primers is extra, But when you're wanting your makeup to stay for a long time, prepping it is like the only way that you're gonna ensure you do that. That and a good setting spray. But prepping the skin is just as important too. So I don't think I've used this on my channel before, but I'm going to use the NYX Born to Glow foundation. This is in the shade Vanilla. I bought this a couple months ago on Ulta's website, not knowing that it would be way too light for me. And now, of course, that it's November and I'm not in the sun as much, it's a really good shade on me. So it might be a little too yellowy for me. I never know with my undertones. Sometimes I feel like I'm neutral undertoned. Sometimes I feel like I am cool toned. I know I'm not warm. I don't have warm undertones. I know that, but like as far as the cool and neutral go, I sometimes get confused. I don't know what I am. So I'm gonna use my E.L.F. Total Face Sponge, and I'm just gonna blend this out. This has really good coverage, like really good coverage. And it is also apparently, which I don't know this because I've never tried the other one, apparently it's a dupe for the Fenty Hydrating Foundation. I do not know that for sure, it's just what I've heard. But it has really good coverage for it being like a radiant foundation. And it feels really good on the skin. Easy to blend. It has a good finish. It's not super dewy. It's more just like a skin-like finish, which I love. Now, if you're oily and you need something matte, I love the Maybelline Fit Me matte foundation. I don't know, it's hard for me to think about matte because in high school that used to be like all I would wear, and even in college. But as I've gotten older, my skin has changed from more oily to combo, and I'm sure here before too long I will be dry. Like my nose is constantly peeling, like always. But it did that before. Like that's not like a recent thing. Oh my gosh, I have a dog hair on my head. It's dog mom life. Just dog hair everywhere. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with concealer, but I've got to like wipe. I hate when I get foundation like all over my hands. It just feels so gross to me, and especially now that I have like dark nails, and you guys can probably see it like all over my nails. That's gross. Anyways, now I'm gonna go in with concealer, and I have still been loving the Too Faced multi-use sculpting concealer. This is in the shade Marshmallow. This is a great bang for your buck. I mean, if you think about how Tarte Shape Tape is the same price but like half the amount of product, it's crazy. Like I got this in like February last year, and I don't even think I'm close to running out. So I'm gonna do about that much. Then I'm also gonna add a little bit of the E.L.F. Hydrating Camo in Fair Rose just to brighten it up a little bit. I used this on its own yesterday on my under eyes when I went to work, and it was way too light. So just a little touch to brighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna blend that out with my sponge. Honestly, even if you still don't want to spend money on the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, the E.L.F. one, the E.L.F. Hydrating Camo, is actually a really good dupe for it. I personally think they have very similar consistencies, blendabilities, coverage. The Too Faced one might have just slightly more coverage, but the E.L.F. one builds up so nicely that it doesn't really matter because you can just add more. I was honestly nervous to do this eye look because I didn't even practice it. I just kind of like thought about it in my head, and I was so scared that it was gonna turn out bad, but I think it looks really good. So I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm just gonna take a little bit more of the Too Faced concealer to highlight high points of my face. And honestly, I need like an in-between shade from my Hydrating Camo and the Too Faced concealer, because I feel like the Too Faced one isn't light enough right now, but the E.L.F. one is way too light. Like that's the lightest shade of concealer, and I am not sure why I felt like I needed the lightest shade of concealer, because I'm fair, but I'm not like that fair. So now we can do powder, and I'm just gonna take my Flawless concealer brush to kind of make sure there's no creasing. And I have really been liking, I wouldn't say loving, this Maybelline Fit Me powder. I have the shade 05 Fair. I like this. It's very matte, and I wish there was a translucent, because this is very fair on me, but I feel like any other shade would be too dark, and I do like that highlighted look, but it adds, I'm complaining about this like it's a bad thing, it adds a coverage, which is good, obviously, but if you already have, like, I don't know, like in between skin, and you're trying to, you know, just set your under eyes or whatever, I mean, I don't know, it's very smoothing, very matte, like I said, which is good for our case, because when you use like a radiant finish foundation, I feel like it's nice to pair it with like a more mattifying powder, so you kind of have the best of both worlds going on. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about this, because sometimes it looks really good and then other times it creases terribly. You know, I have like the worst fine lines under my eyes, so I can't really like be too picky, because it's not the powder or the concealer's fault, it's my fault. Well, it's not really my fault either, but you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna take whatever is excess left over in the cap and just kind of set the rest of my face. You need a good setting powder and a good setting spray, especially this year if you are going, you know, over to any relative's house and you need to wear a mask, like if you have an at-risk family member or friend and you need to wear a mask, like this is, all of these products, I wouldn't say they're mask proof, but they're the most long lasting in a mask, because, well, where I work, I'm like half my work is like reception work, so I have to wear a mask at all times and like at the front of the office. And these products are very long lasting in a mask. They're not perfect, but honestly, I don't think anything is 100% mask proof. Next, we're going to bronze, and we're going to use the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. And this is in the shade 02 Sunkissed. I love this. And I recently, well, not recently, but since my last video, got the set of E.L.F. Retro Paradise brushes. And this brush is perfect for bronzer. It has completely like eliminated the need for me to clean up my bronzer, which I love, because you can just like chisel out your cheeks. This bronzer is very long wearing as well. This is the best bronzer at the drugstore. I don't care what anybody else says. It totally is. It is matte, it's pigmented, there's no kickback in the pan. Like I can swirl my brush in here all day long and it will never have any kickback. I do kind of go a little ham with the bronzer on my cheekbones and then not as much on the forehead. I like the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I do like that, but it's kind of luminous. So I think I like that more for like spring and summer. Okay, now for blush. I bought this specifically because I felt like it was good winter and fall colors. This is the BH Cosmetics Vanilla Cream Truffle palette. Super gorgeous, kind of cool toned mauve-y blushes. And I'm going to use another brush from the E.L.F. Retro Paradise collection. I'm kind of annoyed because these do not have names on them. This is just kind of like this could really be used as a powder brush too, but I'm using it as a blush brush. And I'm kind of just going to mix these top two. This one is more peachy and this one is kind of dark for me, so I'm just gonna mix the top two. These are very pigmented, so you have to be careful. Make sure you smile when you do your blush, because that way you can make sure the apples of your cheeks are standing out. And just blend it out. Start at the apples and then blend up. You see how pretty? Just looks like you just came in from the outside, you were grabbing the casserole from the trunk and walking into your grandma's house, your aunt's house, and everyone's like, hi, how are ya? We're gonna put a little bit on the nose as well. Not much, just a little bit, just a touch. Perfect. Okay, and now let's go into highlight. This is the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. take the cap off so you guys can actually see it. These highlighters are so buttery and smooth, and they just have like the most interesting texture. If you've never used a Colourpop Super Shock shadow or Super Shock blush, highlighter, anything Super Shock, you need to try it because they are just so intense. Like, do you see how icy that is? I love it. And I don't know, normally like for every day I'm into like a very natural glow, but for the holidays we can kind of ball out a little bit, right? Oh, and I forgot to do bronzer on the nose. I need to do that really quick. I used to never do this, but it is like a must step for me now because my nose looks so bare without it. So I'm gonna go back into my Milani bronzer, and I'm gonna use my E.L.F. This is just an E.L.F. blending brush. I like it because it's kind of flat. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of flat, so it's perfect for doing bronzer down the nose. And this bronzer is like the perfect shade for this because it's not too warm, so it's like good for contouring too. And this is really the extent of contouring that I do. I do bronzer, and then I do bronzer down the nose. That's it. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know this, but I like always have to set my makeup before I do mascara because I have kind of long eyelashes, and if I do mascara first, then it literally gets everywhere from the setting spray. But before I do that, I need to set my eyebrows. So this is the E.L.F. Wow Brow Gel. This is just like a tinted brow gel, and I believe this is the shade medium brown also. Brunette. So this is the shade Brunette. And I just take this and start like how I started with the pomade from the outer section of my brow. Oh my God, what did I just do? There we go. And then kind of work my way in. I don't want the like highest concentration of product to be on the inside because I like that gradient effect. This is really just to ensure, like everything else, that it stays all day, and it kind of takes away, like after you do all those powders and everything, your brows can start to look a little powdery. So this kind of, you know, gives them a nice boost and refreshes them. Okay, and now we are gonna go in with Milani Make It Last. If you are gonna be doing anything for the holiday season, or really anything in general, and you want your makeup to last, you need this Make It Last spray. It is so good, the best setting spray at the drugstore. And I've also, this is not drugstore, but I've heard amazing things about the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip setting spray. I have heard that's like, I don't know if you've ever heard of like the aerosol glue that like you can spray and it's like spray glue. I've heard that's like basically what it is for your face, which I'm all about. Even like in the summer, like really any time of year that you're going out doing something that you want your makeup to just look perfect all day long, like weddings. Oh, I can imagine. I don't even remember. I had somebody else do my makeup for my wedding. I don't even remember what she used on me, but she's phenomenal. She's just one of my friends that kind of does makeup on the side, and she is like perfected bridal makeup, and she was amazing, but I could not tell you the product she used on me. I was not paying attention. Anyways, I'm gonna go in with my Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer, and I'm going to coat my lashes with this. I do a lot of unnecessary steps for mascara. I'm like a 3-step mascara process person because my lashes, like I mentioned before, are kind of long already, so I don't use falsies as much. Now this look kind of commands a pair of falsies, but I do not have any, so obviously I can't use them if I don't have them. But that is why I am doing so many steps for mascara, so that the lashes really pop. And for my first mascara, did I even grab it? I'm like, my table is like a mess right now. Okay, I'm gonna use my L'Oreal Telescopic. I think this is the Carbon Black. Blackest Black, sorry, not Carbon Black. And I'm going to coat my lashes with this first. So this is a very good lengthening and like defining, separating mascara. It is not going to give you very much volume. That is why I like to go in with another mascara after this. But I do like this mascara for the lower lashes. It's like the perfect wand for it. Okay, and then for the second coat of mascara, I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Lash Freak. I actually really like this, and not my last video, but my video before that was a review on this. This got sent to me from Influencer, and this mascara is a lot better than I ever thought it was gonna be. My only issue is it's extremely goopy. I don't even know if you can see that. Do you see all that excess product just on the outside of the lid? Like, it's kind of a lot, but this is very good, like second coat mascara that will just give you a lot of volume. And it can come off kind of clumpy at first, but if you just wiggle the wand and kind of work with it a little bit, it does separate pretty well. Okay, and now we can move on to the lips. Let me wipe this foundation off. Okay, so for lips, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna show you guys two different lip combos that I think would go very well with this look. So let's go ahead and start with the nude. I'm going to use my Milani Color Statement lip liner, and this is in the shade 03 Nude. So the reason I'm showing you two different lip colors is because I think this look would be really good for like Thanksgiving, but obviously like a bright red lip isn't what you want to wear to like Thanksgiving dinner. So I think nude keeps it more fall. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with this lip liner. And I love these. These are very creamy, easy to work with. They glide on very well. And I like this color because it's very much like an amplified natural lip color. Like it's not like a brown nude. It's nude as in this is the color that your lips are in the first place, just a little like to the next level. Like your lips but better. And so I know this is looking a little pink, bear with me. I'm going to take my E.L.F. Seriously Satin Cream lipstick, or I'm sorry, this is in the shade Cream or Creme, C-R-E-M-E. And I'm going to just apply that on the center and kind of blend it out. I love this shade because like I could never wear this on its own. It's too light for that, but like to nude out other lip colors or to put it over top of a lip liner, it's perfect. I'm like needing a new one. I'm like almost out, but so this is the completed fall holiday look. I think it is perfect for Thanksgiving. You get that glam moment, but you still kind of rein it in with the nude lips, and I think it just kind of complements and ties everything in together really well. But now let's amp it up a little bit more, and I'm going to show you guys a more Christmassy look. So I'm going to wipe this off. Okay. And for this is, oh, I meant to mention with the last lip color, you can absolutely add a gloss over top. I love the Essence Shine 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 lip gloss and the clear one, and Fenty gloss bombs are amazing. However, I would caution you from using or putting on lip gloss, especially on Thanksgiving when you're eating so much. It's going to really cause, I mean, that lip gloss is not gonna be long wearing just because the nature of how lip gloss is, it's not long wearing, and it's gonna take off all of the product that you have underneath the lip gloss off as well. So if you want your lip color to be more long wearing and kind of extend the longevity of it, I would not top it with a lip gloss. Maybe just, you know, when you take that family picture, put some gloss on really quick after you're done eating, maybe, I don't know. But for the next lip color, we're gonna be using the Maybelline Super Stay Matte. Is this matte ink? Yeah, matte ink, and this is in the shade Dancer. It is the most perfect true red, and these are very pigmented. You need one coat only. Do not double up on this. Honestly, don't even reapply it because it will crumble, but it is very, you see how pigmented it is? And I love the little tip on the end because you can really get in there and kind of line your lips. Okay, so this is definitely, like, this red is so intense, but I think that this is like perfect for Christmas. Like, if you want to walk in and be like the Kim K of the fam, or you know what, no, this is more Chloe. If you want to walk in and be the Chloe of the fam with, you know, an extremely dramatic, or even the Kylie, sorry, I'm like comparing all my Kardashians. If you want to be extra and you want to be glam and you want to be bougie on Christmas dinner or New Year's Eve, then this is the look you need to go for, because the silver eye and the red just like screams holiday to me. So yeah, this is the officially completed look for our kind of 2020 holiday glam. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was so excited to kind of just get back and play with makeup again. It really is just something that makes me happy and it's fun for me to do. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully it's not another 2 months before I film another video. Hopefully I have something out probably within the next couple weeks or so. But again, thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye.